Hey. Look, this sacred days are coming soon, I'm just tired of waiting. And tears falling in my prayers, I've been crying for patience. I'm scarred, I gotta live the rest of my life with abrasions. You can't convince me that time isn't wasting. I feel like Hamilton the way I've been writing these pages. So you can call me, but you best be on time with the payments. So you can turn this off if you don't like what I'm saying. Or if these lines are too basic, just know my life getting crazy. Times is getting harder, that could really spark an artist. And I ain't giving up for nothing, I just try my hardest. I say a prayer for the ones departed. A cold world, I just want to show how pure my heart is. But I see the comments, stories going around about the kid, but I'm so timeless, bad energy can't get to me. I'm the reason why we like this, allegedly. But once I see the best from you, that's when you get the best from me. I'm here for your elevation. Success ain't a destination. Ain't looking for reparations. Ain't looking for no type of savings. Stack up the rest of my savings. Can't get no rest in the basement. Can't even lie to you, baby. Time that we spent was amazing. And I ain't trying to replace you. For you, my mind is still racing. I lost a step, but I'm coming back. I used to put my heart all on display, but I'm done with that. Tired of these bonds that pop easier than bubble wrap. In my notes, like a group of sick, you see a bunch of rap. In the studio, I box the beat is just a punching bag. And for the guys, let them know I love them back. For all of y'all endeavors, I'm wishing you good luck on that. Shout out Q for the beat. This one a groove for the streets. You say you down with me, baby. You gotta prove it to me.
Get it.
Oh, yep. We are back. We are back after a very interesting NBA All-Star weekend. We have a lot to talk about. Everything from that weekend, our charity event, which, hey, me and John did a great job. We raised a good amount of money.
Might be raising more money tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, he said add on. He said the weekend's not over. We also got to talk about changes we would make to All-Star weekend as well. And if we have enough time, maybe some not NFL, NBA second half outlooks for some certain teams. So welcome back to Ball Central. Basically, a bunch of unique sports takes and POVs from a very, very unique group of guys who like to add some comedy on the side as well. Feel free to check us out on all our social platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and others. Feel free to check us out on all the audio podcast platforms as well. We usually upload them right after each pod. And hey, enough with the intro. John, how are we doing today?
We getting spicy, Phil. Let's get it. Yeah, exactly. Tabasco sauce. Put on my eggs because I'm sick of it.
Good choice. Yeah, I like Tabasco sauce on my eggs too.
That's how we see eye to eye, Phil. That's how we see eye to eye. Exactly. Mix them up. But I'm chilling. It was an interesting All-Star weekend at best. Yeah. Honestly, I guess I'll start off the show because I think I was downplaying Matt McClung's dunk contest, and it was probably one of the best of the weekend. So good for him. Really proving me wrong. I'll just come out and straight up say it because some people like to complain, and then they can't admit when they're wrong. And I'm wrong on Matt McClung. Thank God he won 3 in a row. To be honest with you, he three-peated before the Chiefs did, before a lot of other people did. He is in a select class now. I think there's only like 1 or 2 other people that had 3. No, what about
only 1?
Oh, it's only 1 because everyone else had 2. But Nate Robinson had 3 at one point.
He went back to back, but I think he won 1 not like maybe a little before. Matt McClung's only person that three-peated. Oh yeah, Matt McClung's only one that three-peated, but I don't think there's any. Let me check if there's any 3.
I think Nate Robinson might be the only other person to have 3. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's one other person. Maybe there's not at all. I mean, there are a lot of people with 2. So I could be definitely wrong with that. But he's the only person to do it 3 times in a row. And I mean, we were complaining about it. I know, at least at the start of last podcast, about how we think the NBA needs to do something. And realistically, Matt McClung came out and he did something. So he did it himself. So I'm proud of him.
Yep, Matt McClung's the only one.
Yeah, proud that he did what he did. I mean, I thought that dunk contest was going to be the worst event of the weekend. And honestly, it's
Stefan Castle put up a fight.
I mean, hey, that's why
the other 2? Oof.
Dude, I'm telling you, Europeans can't dunk. Europeans cannot dunk, Phil. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like that.
Giannis?
until Wemby or somebody comes out like in the dunk contest. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Giannis was in dunk contest.
Well, 1 year, right?
Giannis can't dunk.
Not really. I don't mean to be like that. Not like Matt McClung. I'll tell you that right now. Not like Zach LaVine. I'll tell you that right now. I'll put him against a lot of Americans. I would not take Giannis. I don't care. But yeah, Giannis wasn't dunking this weekend. I'm just putting that out there. All right. It was
There's some
a white European dude who.
Oh yeah, Bozales. So.
He disappointed. No offense. I don't mean to be like that, but like.
Yeah, so did Andre Jackson. So yeah.
So I mean, there are a lot of I don't know. We're going to be talking about a lot of improvements for the All-Star game and a lot of different things throughout the show.
So, pretty much we're going to break it through basically day by day. So just a reminder, we went live through the entire weekend. I think we totaled I think Saturday was the biggest day. For some reason, we had 70 people watching, which was crazy. 75, 78. So hey, All-Star Saturday was the most popular day. So hey, shout out to everyone that tuned in. I think we went the whole weekend 120 total views. So that's great. Throughout the whole event, me and John raised a total of $80 for the Jimmy V Foundation. So shout out to me and John. A lot of great picks were picked. Hey, and plus the swear area, $1 per swear. We each have 10. So add another 20 to Jimmy V.
Yeah. So right now we're at 100. It might become more than that tonight. I don't know. I'm gonna try to hold it in. I'm trying to. You see how I brought my water? All right, we're changing stuff up in this month of February.
Nice.
So it's a small month, but we're getting to it, and I'm excited for it. So
yeah. So basically, $100 total right now for Jimmy V. We're gonna split that in half. John will be donating 50. I'll be donating 50. Let's begin with the breakdown. First one was Friday night All-Star Weekend. Basically, it was the celebrity game, which I only had one complaint about the celebrity game. Obviously, it's not too much that people worry about. There's this thing where they call for an alarm to use for double points.
Sure.
And the lights completely go to orange, and it makes the game unwatchable. And I don't know how the celebrities feel about it. I'm pretty sure they have trouble seeing as well. That's the only complaint I've had about the celebrity game.
I have a complaint about the celebrity game too. No Khan. Should have gotten more time.
I don't know who that is. I'm not gonna.
Oh, you don't know No Khan?
No.
You don't know Sixth Season?
Huh?
You know Sixth Season, that song? You don't know that song? Come on.
I apologize.
You don't know that Sixth Season? Oh.
I was not familiar with your game. I apologize, Noah Khan.
No, it's okay. It's all right. But Noah Khan, I was watching him practice. He was making some balls in. I was like, man, Noah Khan.
He made a shot and then the ice in his veins type
of
celebration. I saw that.
He wasn't he was surprised he was making
two shots, I think. Yeah.
But yeah. No, I mean, I just think you got to give him a little bit more time. He surprised me. He looked like a young Adam Sandler, if that helps. You know what I mean? A guy who can ball, but you're
Adam
surprised.
Sandler can ball. Yeah. I've definitely seen enough of Adam Sandler highlights to know. Yep.
He can ball, no doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't surprise you when you look at his frame, when you look at what he wears. No, and that's what Noah Khan was like.
Hey, a young Adam Sandler is a great comparison. I've seen him hoop. He can still hoop. Adam Sandler today, so great. Next up, the Rising Stars Challenge. That was the main event of Friday night. John picked Team Jeremy Lin, which is the G League. I picked Team Chris Mullin, and lucky enough, both of our teams met in the finals. Mm-hmm. And John, underrated pick, the G League team has made it to the finals both years, upsetting their first round matchup. So hey, great pick. But Chris Mullin advantage came in. Experience came in, and they got the W. Honestly, one highlight for me, Stephon Castle. He was the clear captain of this team. He was showing effort. He was taking over every chance he could. He wanted to score every chance he could. This is a nice little preview of what he can do in the NBA. I'm happy with it. There's a reason why he's in the Rookie of the Year running, and he showed a lot more effort than a lot of people did during All-Star Weekend. So shout out to Stephon Castle.
Facts. He made it fun. He made it that, in a sense, the NBA gets a better grade because I would say he kind of performed almost a decent amount of the nights. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I literally saw him score 6 to 8 points straight at one time. I was like, you're trying.
I mean, and that's what it should be in a way. If you, no offense, if you're not a household name, you should try to come out All-Star Weekend, especially when people are taking the weekend off and just go off. That's my opinion. But
he MVP for a reason. He won MVP that night for the Rising Stars. Well deserved.
I would say just on my pick, Jeremy Lin's. They're D League, so I mean, if I can improve on one thing, I would say maybe I'm not saying those players aren't good or enough. You know what I mean? But I would say I question how the team was structured. You know what I mean?
Imagine they added like a veteran that's also in the G League.
That's
like
what I
Isaiah
mean.
Thomas.
Like,
imagine if they added Isaiah Thomas.
yeah, they did.
Add like one old NBA vet that's in the G League,
Which would have been really cool. You know what I mean? Like, just to bring somebody back to be like, hey, guess what? I'm an all-star. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There's a handful of them still in the G League that used to be NBA players. Isaiah Thomas, Jahlil Okafor,
yeah,
etc. etc.
I would have held the tryout. I think a lot of these guys were invited, and it was based on performance and stuff. But I would have
maybe
held
a draft. Yeah,
more of a draft tryout. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, Bryce McGowan's balled out for Team G League. Leonard Miller,
Sure.
Pink Date as well. So there's some good spotlights, but
And they did good.
like
they did good. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like Isaiah Thomas would have been cool if they rested him in the first game and then they made it to the finals and they just gave him the ball. You know what I mean? And they were like, "Go ham!" And like all the other rising stars would be like, "Oh my god!" You know what I mean? Like,
experience just kicked in for the second game for Team Chris Mullin.
So that's the only thing I would change. I would say I would add some veteran depth. Where you know what I mean, where you can, you know what I mean. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think want to change too much, just about the structure or how it is for the Rising Stars Challenge. I think it's a nice way to preview your young guys, the rookies and sophomores. I like the draft style. Also, I like the coaches. It was Warriors themed. Chris Mullin,
because I thought it was Chris Webber.
I thought it was Chris Webber too. Because honestly, I saw Team Chris. I didn't look at any graphics, so I just automatically assumed Webber. I didn't know they were going Golden State Warriors team.
I might have switched it up. I'm not trying to say I wouldn't have picked Jeremy Lin's team. I did like the G League team. I did think they were hungry no matter what. But like, Chris Mullins is like a household name out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to choose Chris regardless of who the coach was. So it worked out for me.
I hear you. But Chris Webber ain't all that. No offense. I don't mean to be like that. I got as many bobblehead, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
But it was a nice theme for the night. Run TMC. Basically, Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, and Mitch Richmond all helped run the Warriors team when they were playing all there at the same time. Great way to tie in Golden State Warriors bond. So after that, I mean, I like the format. Nothing to complain about here. So let's go to the thing we actually want to complain about. Saturday and Sunday night. Saturday, let's start off with the skills challenge. John's pick. They try to get a little creative. They try to get
no. Can I say something first? We were cheated. We were cheated by the NBA. The NBA cheated us. All right. They disqualified us because they said we didn't make a single shot attempt. Phil, a single shot. Wemby hit the rim twice. He hit rim twice.
Also, I think Draymond and Wemby had a conversation before the event. Draymond said that the NBA officials gave Wemby the green light to do that before the event started. So someone lying here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what like.
And also, if Chris Paul's involved, there's definitely going to be shenanigans or some definitely high IQ plays involved. So.
And they didn't even let him get the interview in. They were like,
I agree. That's what NBA, they at least could have had fun with it and interviewed him.
No, but like on top of it, like you disqualified somebody after the fact. You know what I mean? Like I get everybody booed. I get that the Cavs, no offense, Phil, but your team that you picked, soft for saying that. I don't mean to be like that. Mitchell and whatever, soft. Because they couldn't beat my guy's score. All right. I don't mean to be like that, but it was a strategy that was worked out.
We'll take the W. I'll take the W too.
Bro, that's what I'm just saying. Like how you gonna win it? Which I mean, congratulations to you. I'm happy we won it for charity. You know what I mean? But like that was a strategy. Like we're trying to win. Like if shooting doesn't matter, which it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But as for the format, honestly, I have two options here. I love the 1v1 obstacle course where like two players would just run the same obstacle course together and try to beat each other.
I guess
like racing at the same time. I like that format. But also, if you want to do that and the 1v1 tournament, I feel like, and they said reportedly they're trying to do it next year. They're throwing in a $1 million reward as well. I think if you want to up the skills showcase, I think that should be a thing. And the top guys should be in it.
I'm be honest with you. After the Spurs performance, I would get rid of it. Because if you're not willing to take creativity or a different light, you know what I mean? And Phil, I'm gonna get into something at the end that you're annoyed at me, but there's gonna be some criticism when it comes to grading time. I'm just saying.
What do you think about the? Would you change anything about the skill challenge, or would you add something else?
I'll get rid of it. Realistic. I think the passing thing is boring. Like, and if you're not going to allow people to, like, if you're saying shooting doesn't matter, and then you're like, oh, you didn't take a real shot attempt, like, what are we sitting around?
Did you see what they did?
Yeah, I mean, I saw what they did. I watched the
thing. They just dropped the ball. That was hilarious. I was
Chris
laughing.
Paul didn't hit rim. So if you want to disqualify Chris Paul only, sure. But to say they both didn't attempt a shot, they hit rim. Like,
they were just trying to get the ball out as fast as they can and just throw it anywhere.
Is the point? It's the point.
Well, the point was to make a shot to try to move on to the next spot.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, do you get penalized for not making a shot? Like, if you miss every single shot, you get penalty, right?
No.
Like, my point. You know what I mean?
But like, if you make it, you get to move on to the next rack as fast as you can, though.
Yeah, but like I understand where you're coming from, but like realistically, other than I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
They should have interviewed him at least as well.
I think all right. We got to move on from this because I don't know. I would get rid of the whole thing. If you're not gonna get creative, if you don't value speed, if you don't value time, I mean, they set a record. You know what I mean? Sure, they didn't make a shot, but they set a record. Like, it's not like they. I mean, I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Next up, the 3-point contest. The first couple guys, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Brunson, a couple of them struggled, but I think the only valid competitors were the guys that made the final. Buddy Hield, he scored 31 in the first round. That was my pick.
That's pretty impressive.
Darius Garland got 20 plus, and Tyler Hero got 20 plus.
Tyler Hero did really well.
I put on a bet: Garland, Dame, and Hield to make the final three.
Hero had to even get Steph to come out.
Huh?
It's crazy how did Steph shoot, or did he not take it seriously?
He's already won it enough.
But it was in Golden State. You couldn't even get the best 3-point shooter to come out and shoot
threes.
But
we know he's winning. I mean, we know at this point Steph has won like 2 to 3 times. We know if he shows up, he's winning automatically. There's no competition.
I disagree with that, but I mean, I hear you. I'm just saying, it's a criticism I have for it being in San Francisco. Like, for example, the Rising Stars. It was great that they used those guys. It was great that they, you know what I mean. Draymond was a part of the weekend. It was great that a lot of things happened. But
I bet it was happy you watching Draymond fuck up on that last play. Damn it.
It was nice. It was okay. That's one. But hey.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. But
no, I actually liked Oscar Robinson's comment towards Draymond more. That was probably my favorite.
I bet you did.
Under the week, I'm just saying, you passed a lot. He makes a lot of sense. I've been saying.
But also, I think Draymond had some fair criticism on the NBA.
Sure.
But him saying with Jimmy Butler, the Warriors are going to win a championship this year, that might have been stretching it.
I mean, what's he supposed to say? You know, they're in Golden State. You know
don't mention the championship. Just say, hey, I'm here to have a good time. Don't guarantee a championship.
I'm happy he guaranteed a championship just because when Steph was out, his effort went way down. I don't mean to be like that, but he checked out some years when Clay was out and Steph got injured. He was just like, why am I playing?
Hey, but in the final round of the 3-point contest, Buddy Hield and Tyler Hero. Buddy Hield had to make like his last 5 Monday balls to win. He was short one. Tyler Hero was the winner. Now, yeah. So Dame Lillard tried to go for a 3-peat. I had him making the finals. He was the only one that leg didn't hit for me. So a little salty about it. But hey, and my pick barely almost won as well. Also salty about that a little bit. But regardless, me and John raised some money. And honestly, I don't think there's nothing to change with the 3-point contest. It was just rough shooting from the first round from some of the guys. I mean, it's always been a constant staple in the All-Star weekend. Just a rough outing this year. I mean, last year it started off hot. You had like 5 out of 6 or 5 out of 7 people shoot 20 balls the first round, and it was hot the second round. So it was just an off year. And I don't think there is much you can change for the 3-point contest. It's shooting.
I think the only thing I have written down is that I would realistically have an NBA representative. I'd have the best, I'd have the NBA send out somebody who, let's say, is not Steph Curry, all right, and say
that guy who's on inside the NBA TNT.
I mean, I know I'm maybe picked by inside the NBA TNT, maybe picked by the NBA itself, but like have a specialist come out and compete for it, and if he wins it, give him a bonus. Like you know what I mean? Like you're making all this money for TV deals. You know what I mean? Like
do you remember that guy who was on Inside the NBA TNT, who was the world record holder for like most threes and the thing, and he wasn't like a pro. It was he was a short guy with like a curly hair.
Yeah,
maybe someone like him.
Maybe I mean,
because he said he's the world's best shooter.
Put him out there.
Court.
But I'm just saying, it would, like what I'm saying is like DoorDash or whatever you were telling me had the thing on Brunson and who was it? Who was the other one?
Yeah. Cade got 14, so it was dead. It didn't even get to Brunson.
Yeah. So I mean, but like I just like for me, that's why I don't like spotlighting people. But like realistically, if the NBA can point out a specialist, you know what I mean, somebody who doesn't get enough credit and have them come shoot. I mean, I think it would be cool. You know what I mean? I think it'd be cool to do something like that. I don't know what they would do. They're slacking on this whole competition. So but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think it was just an off year for the 3-point contest. It's usually one of the best contests of All-Star Weekend. It's just it was so hot last year, it kind of fizzled out this year. So I'm not changing too much about it. It was just an off year from some of the shooting. But also, John, speaking of highlighting, spotlighting guys. So whenever you see like a boost or a player's boost on FanDuel or DK, do you like, I'm not betting on that player today?
No, it's not that. It's just that
like Cade scored 10 points is now boosted to plus 200 instead of plus 100. Bet now. That's a trap. Those are traps.
A little bit, Phil. Like what I'm saying is I already picked Brunson, and that's why I was a little disappointed because I was like, oh, they're putting a target on my boy's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but luckily it didn't even get to him.
It didn't even get to him, but hey, I mean, it's not like he shot so bad. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It could have been ass. Brunson shot better than him. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's all. It could have been worse.
True. Yeah, but so now the dunk contest. This is one we're probably gonna have a lot. Well, besides Sunday, but a lot of things to talk about. Honestly, from my perspective, Buzelis and Andre Jackson disappointed, but Stephon Castle, he put up a fight. He obviously wasn't the best dunker from Matt McClung because he actually dunked over the car unlike Blake Griffin.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was nice to see. You know what I mean? He took the criticism that everybody put on Blake Griffin jumping over the hood, and he jumped over the whole freaking car. And like when I saw he brought out the car, I was like, "Oh,
did you see what he practiced with?
I like this guy." No, I didn't see what he practiced with.
He practiced with an even bigger car.
Okay, I like this guy.
So I think he brought like a slightly bigger car than the Kia. So if he would have brought that out instead of the Kia, well, because of sponsorships Kia, that's why it was brought out. And then he also paid homage to Aaron Gordon. But for me, Matt McClung, Stephon Castle put on a good final. Stephon Castle did great, but Matt McClung is the reason why he's 3-time champ now. He's the best.
The double dunk is also pretty cool. Jumping over somebody and double dunking. Like,
in the spin from Aaron Gordon thing with the jersey. Great.
I mean, he paid homage, and like that's what you want to see, and that's why I had to, in a sense, apologize to Matt McClung because realistically, that's one of my favorite contests. I really love the dunk contest, and it's gone down in recent years, and he is honestly one of the only ones reviving it. Maybe Castle. I mean, put up a good fight.
I mean, he has been the last 3 years the only. He's probably been the lone bright spot or a few lone bright spots of NBA All-Star Weekend these last 3 years.
And I would say this dunk contest was better than last year's. You know what I mean? He topped himself. That's what. And
thanks to Stephen Castle for actually putting up a fight because last year's final,
it was bad. It was like, and that's why I think I was so mad at Matt McClung for doing this again because, like, realistically, I'd like to see him on an NBA team. I'd like to see him make. You know what I mean? He's more than a dunker to me. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I mean, for all the tributes, he's an NBA player who's been here. You know what I mean? He's trying to get his pension. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for him.
Oh, side note, fun fact. He gets paid more for the dunk contest than his so far entire NBA career.
I know, but like I think you play, is it 5 or 6 years and then you qualify for their pension or something? That's how it is.
Yeah. Oh, but also with Mac McClung, he might retire from the dunk contest after this, which I don't blame him because he can only do it so many times. And with him going out there, putting on a show, putting the bar up, he got some NBA stars interested. John Morant said I might enter, which obviously is all word until they actually do it. Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon said they got some tricks up their sleeves. So thanks to Matt McClung sacrificing his game and dunks during like the trash dunk contest or like the below par ones, it made the NBA start say, "Hey, this kid who's barely in the NBA is showing us out and doing all this. The least we can do is try to one up him or say we're on his level because we can't let a kid from the G League show he's a better dunker than us."
And that's one of the reasons why I don't think he should retire. Leave
I
it.
think he should do one more with the actual stars like Levine, Aaron Gordon, and John Morant.
Sure. To have those guys come out, I think would be awesome. But at the same time, I could also see him taking a break until it becomes a little bit better, and then him coming to defend some titles.
Yeah, I mean he basically, I'm not gonna say revive because obviously it's still struggling, but
yeah,
he made the stars, which effort. The main thing for NBA All-Star Weekend is effort. The whole team, like
life support. He took it off life support.
Yeah, so basically, he's just basically given the NBA stars a reason to do stuff because if effort's there, NBA All-Star Weekend would be fine, but without the effort and the interest, NBA stars are not going to do it. And now we have Matt McClung balling out and giving those players the interest. So,
gotcha.
Yep. So hey, I want to see Derrick Jones Jr. I know he's not a star, but he's one of the league's best dunkers. He can get up there. Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, John Morant. I know Zion Williamson probably never do it because
I would love Zion to do it. Zion, just break the damn rim.
If he can stay healthy, he'll break his damn.
No, but like that's where like power comes in. If he broke a rim, Phil.
True, but also someone needs to dunk over Wemby. Someone dunked over Taco Fall. Might as well dunk over Wemby next.
I don't think Wemby will allow it to happen.
Yeah, because I think someone was looking at him, and then I think one of the dunkers, he's like, and they wanted to dunk over Wemby.
Wemby needs to get dunked over. I don't mean to be like that, Wemby, but like,
yeah,
it'd be cool,
like Vince Carter Olympic style on Frank White.
Something. I mean, don't get me wrong. They have to like. I would say like it would be Matt McClung. You know what I mean? It'd be somebody with status would have to ask. You know what I mean? But because I mean, if I'm Wemby, I'm not gonna let anyone dunk over me. You know what I mean? It's gonna be somebody important.
True. Okay. So yeah, basically with the dunk contest, I think they're gonna throw some money towards the winner. It might be $1 million. It might be $750,000. I don't know for sure, but
put in $1 million. What are we doing here? Come on.
We shouldn't have to throw money to make these guys want to put on a show for the fans that they say they love and the fans that they say, love the game as well. You should be giving back to the game that you say you love and the fans say they love.
And it would be cool if it was like a charity thing, where it's like, come win $1 million for your charity.
Oh no, it's $1 million for themselves.
I know, but it would be cool if they did what we did. You know what I mean? Like in a way, you know what I mean? I
agree. So next up, this is going to be hard to explain.
Dude, I was at the bar trying to explain this. I was showing up. I accidentally already was at a 9-ball when you texted me, so I would have gone live, but I wasn't feeling well the night before, but I was trying to explain to people at the bar. They were like, "What is going on here? They started 0-0 again?" And I was just like, "It's like 4 different games or something, right?"
Yeah. So basically, the NBA All-Star Challenge on Sunday was basically the same as the Rising Stars game. 4 teams. 2 matchups in the first round and finals. Obviously, all games were to 40, but the criticisms here was it was a social media event. Was there any actual basketball played? Why is Kevin Hart being so annoying? Why is Mr. Beast there? Why is this a 3-hour event?
Yeah,
etc. But someone took the time to break down like the actual minutes of the event.
Sure.
So it was a 3-hour event starting from 8 p.m. and at 11 p.m. There was 30 minutes of intro with ads, 10 games of pregame talk. In game 1, Kenny versus Chuck, they played the 40, winner advances to the finals. That was a 12-minute game. And then Mr. Beast hosted a logo shootout challenge with Damian Lillard and some kid. That was about 5 minutes. And then Shaq versus Candace team, winner faces Chuck in the finals. That was a 16-minute game. And then there's a music performance by some Bay Area legends, 6 minutes.
It was kind of cool.
And then they did an NBA inside the NBA tribute, 9 minutes. And then the finals, Shaq versus Chuck, which was a blowout anyways by Team Shaq, 14 minutes. The post game was 6 minutes. Different segments was a total of 22. And the ads for those 3 hours were 80 minutes total. And there was only 42 minutes of actual basketball being played in a 3-hour All-Star game.
Yeah.
So they tried to make it a social media event.
I mean, they basically just punted on the All-Star. Yeah, and that's what's gonna affect their grade at the end of this. I don't mean to be like that, but
I don't blame it. Yeah. It was like long. We waited so long to.
Dude, 2 of my players didn't even play. LeBron and Ant didn't even.
LeBron, we had to make a switch because LeBron had said he was out with ankle soreness. So I added Jaylen Brown to John's team.
Thank you.
And then Kenny the Smith's first round pick, and Edwards did not touch the court.
What are we talking about here? He was a first round pick.
Yep. So now we know to avoid Ant Edwards and Nikola Jokic in drafts for future reference.
But I was like, I wonder. And like my one center didn't like your centers. Like I think you had Cat, you had Wemby, you had somebody else. They all average over 10 points.
Oh yeah. So me, John, and a CPU obviously drafted teams from the All-Star rosters, and whoever scored the most points wins money for charity. First place was 10, second was 5, and third was I think 250. So John's team, because CPU doesn't matter. John's team: SGA, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, because he's a sub for LeBron. Tatum scored the most, by the way.
I know. I'm very proud of him. That's why he was my first overall pick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tatum. Sorry about it.
Sengun 4, Jalen Brunson 3, Darius Garland 6.
I just want to put that out
there. And Ant 0.
I would draft Sengun again and accept his 4 over Anthony Edwards and LeBron James. Just, bro, what was that?
Yeah. But then, and my team, Steph Curry, who scored 20, Dame Lillard, KD, Kat, Wemby, Kyrie, Trae Young, and Mr. James, who is it, Williams?
Yeah.
J-Dub. What's his name? J-Dub. I forgot his actual name. Jalen Williams. And you know what's funny? After the second matchup, which was the Shaq and Rising Stars, I was actually up by 1 point. Okay. So that game was close.
Really?
Yep. Our event was close as hell until the Shaq versus Chuck game.
Okay. Well,
Curry took over, Wemby took over, Cat took over. So
yeah, it was just I saw the ending score and I was just like, I was hoping that before that game that we were kind of close because you blew me up by like 20-some points and I was just like
16.
Did Ant not have a point? Did Ant not have a point?
It was respectable 16.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I thought it was 20, but yeah, it was just like I saw it. I was just like, I can't talk smack no more. Damn. All right. Well,
honestly, Ant was just I did not see that coming at all. So I don't.
Dude, that was the joke.
I would be upset if I would be upset. I don't blame you for being upset with Anthony Edwards.
I'm still more upset about that Wemby Chris Paul disqualification. Like that was I totally get it, Phil. Like I get it, but like,
yeah,
he asked like.
Because they had a representative like the last 10 minutes before they moved on to the next team, showing them the real books like, hey, it says right here, which was hilarious. And I think whoever was the I think Ali LaForce or someone who was the correspondent for the TNT team, they tried so hard to get the interview with them, but the NBA representative kept pushing them off, said no, you can't interview with them because of this, So she tried her best to try to get in there.
Another reason why the NBA is gonna have a low grade. I don't mean to be like that, but it's
so
you're surprised with my grade.
Before we give their grades, what would you change for the All-Star game? Or All-Star
what would I change? Well, shall we complain about the ads first?
Less Kevin Hart.
No, I mean, I'm even fine with Kevin Hart. Like, I mean, he took the whole. Did you see the whole WNBA group shot?
Yeah, they're like patting him on the head.
On the chin. Good for him. You know what I mean? Good for him. You know what I mean?
SGA told him to shut the hell up too. It was hilarious.
I mean. What was that All-Star game? I don't mean to be like that. So I mean, Kevin Hart,
ads. I agree with you.
Like, yes, he
80 minutes of total ads.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. 8 minutes of total ads. That was more than the actual game. It was double the amount of minutes actual basketball being played.
That's my first criticism. My second criticism is, or what I would change next is, go back to the old East versus West. Go back to where people wear their jerseys. Like it's not rocket science here. I don't mean to be like that, but it's have a real game. All right. Make it so it's like, I don't mean to be like that, but make it like the grand prize of like you do your little tournament at the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it kind of means something to enter the inner tournament or whatever. Like put some money or put some stock on it. And then what I would also do is I'd even do what Dame said, and like winner gets home court of the finals. You know what I mean? Like put some.
But
I mean,
also that was funny coming from Damian Lillard because he's never been to a finals.
Hey man.
It's like Joel Embiid saying, "Hey, we should make this for Eastern Conference Finals home court."
All right. Why are you gonna come on Joel and be like this? Why?
He's never made these finals, but
I know,
but
and
also
I get that. I saw that, but I was just like, dog.
Also, I know you have
even Lillard in a way. Maybe not. I don't know.
But also, I know you have feelings towards the French players, but you got to give you have to tip your hat to Wemby. He was the only players that actually showed what effort. And he said before All-Star Weekend started, I am there to set the tone. I am there to set the example for the young players that we actually need to try. And he was balling. He was showing effort.
Him and Kyrie, that matchup was fun. That little highlight.
That's why we need the 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out Wemby for showing effort throughout the whole Rising Stars. And he looked visibly upset for Sengun for giving up the game-winning dunk to Tatum. They pinned to him when the dunk was scored. He was pissed. He just walked away. Which that emotion. I'm glad Wemby actually cares.
You know what I mean? Like his effort really did show. So
and it sucks that we don't have an actual All-Star game where, like you said, like Draymond said, like these guys can set records like for most points in All-Star game, records, etc. But guys like Wemby who want to try and get those records, they won't get an actual All-Star game to actually set those records.
Facts. And Kobe Bryant, like you're ruining his name. I don't mean to be like that, like, but like that was what do you call it? That's the MVP trophy, right?
Yep. And they gave it to the wrong person.
I don't know. I like Kyrie trolling people. I like Kyrie trolling.
Oh no,
people.
Steph won.
I know. Oh wait, Steph won, but Kyrie was holding it.
Well, Steph won the award, but the most points and the most efficient player on the court was, drumroll please, Jason Tatum.
Sure.
And you know what's funny about it? Steph looked at Jason Tatum, said, "This is a lifetime achievement award. I know I don't deserve this, but I'm gonna take it anyway since it's in Golden State. Thank you." So he knows Tatum should have got it.
It is what it is. It's just
he scored like 5 more points than Curry. He shot more efficiently. But hey, it is what it is.
And I mean, I know Curry made some threes from like deep, but like that's when like he should 3-point contest. I get he's won it a bunch of times. It's in Golden State. He should have come out. I don't mean to be like that, but
yeah,
I'm being like that. He should have showed up.
I feel like if Steph would have played, I felt like it would have been less competitive.
I guess I don't know.
He would, because I feel like with Caitlin Clark pulling out of the 3-point challenge with Sabrina and Steph, I feel like that was like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna do anything for the 3-point contest because he was looking forward to that. So maybe that's why, because he thought that was gonna happen. Maybe that's why he didn't put himself in the 3-point contest himself. So now that with that play getting canceled like late, maybe that's why. But
there's no reason I would just do the 3-point, but whatever. I hear
you. For me, for changes for All-Star game, cancel that Rising Stars format. That was shit.
That was horrible.
Yeah, the whole social for 42 minutes of basketball, you should have just made this a 2-hour event, not a 3-hour social media event with, obviously inside the NBA, they deserve their tribute, etc., etc.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but there's some stuff that you guys dragged out for 3 hours. That 3 games of basketball, 40 minutes for 3 hours. Yeah, that should never happen again. I think East versus West, it's a good idea, but I feel like the West is more top heavy with talent than the East. Me personally, I think we should bring back the draft. I thought the LeBron and KD drafts were hilarious, and the target score, I liked.
I'm just tired of people's opinions, Phil. Like I'm tired of like that's like the whole Kenny draft, I'm gonna draft all the young stars and then he picks Brunson. Like, do your research, Kenny?
Well, to be fair, all the young guys were already taken at that point.
I know, but
because Sengun, he was foreign, he probably would have drafted him.
Sure.
A lot of the young guys were foreign players as well. So, also, I think that whole draft was rigged anyways, just because they were the theme of young guys versus OGs versus foreign stars. So, yeah.
But they played off like it's not rigged. You know what I mean? They played off like it's not rigged, and it's just say you're doing it like that.
You say you're doing teams. Call it a day. Yeah. But yeah, I want the draft to be back just because. Don't make Giannis a GM, please, because Giannis drafted terrible. But I liked it as a competitive point of view. The target score is nice, but don't do it live before the game. Make it like do it on TNT, like the KD and LeBron drafts. Those were great. Also, USA versus International.
Yeah,
That
there's
was
not a
idea.
lot to talk about
Yeah,
that.
that was idea that was floated around. I like that
Hockey.
personally because there's a whole competition. There's whole talk about USA versus the world, especially after the Olympics. You got to do that, especially the show they put on Team USA.
Bill, did you hear about the
Serbia,
hockey thing?
France, a USA versus international game would be nice. Yeah, the
Sure.
Four Nations one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they scrapped their All-Star game for
Yeah,
that. And
honestly,
I'm like, I don't know how you divide the NBA into four.
they got the whole
teams.
All weekend for that.
Yeah. But like, I don't know how. And I mean, they really expanded it out. Which, congrats to the NHL for outdoing the NBA. I'm straight up.
Well, there are some kind of weaknesses for doing the Four Nations thing because the Four Nations were USA, Canada, Finland, and Sweden.
Sure.
There's going to be some players. There's going to be a lot of talented players that get left out. Russia, Germany, because Alexander Ovechkin, Russian, one of the greatest of all time.
But he's old.
He couldn't be on the team. I mean, he's having a great season so far.
I hear you. I hear your point. I'm just saying that like, I think that's in a way what I would struggle with like the NBA because they would try to do that, but like realistically, you got to play whole games. You can't play this whole rising star crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe they can divide it into like 4 sections. Like cut the USA, boom, boom, one section, one section, one section, one section.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could do it from city, like the best NBA players that were born in New York, California, Florida,
and then
Texas.
international.
Yeah.
You know, because I do like Wemby. I do like the French idea. I do like a lot of these guys coming out. I really appreciate that, especially
that international team would be nasty.
Dude, especially if you're on the international team, because like realistically, this is All-Star weekend. So like you might want to spend the time with your family. You know what I mean? Yep. And I totally get that.
Cat, Wemby, Jokic, SGA, Luka. Oof.
Well, I don't know. Cat might be on the. I mean,
no. Cat said he would if they did it. He'd be on Team International because he's Dominican. He plays for the Dominican national team.
Yeah. He's been playing on that team since like he was 15. But like,
yeah, it's only right he plays international. Plus, he was on Chuck's global team.
Sure, I get it. I just once again like it depends how they do the format because like I don't like the drafts. I don't mean to be like that just because like people like there are basketball opinions you're not going to agree with, like hence Giannis. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Did you see the way he drafted?
He's a bad drafter. He drafts like me in the NBA. I'll admit I know football.
I mean, you did win last year, so at least you won a draft.
I hear you. Compared to Giannis. Yep. Sorry about it.
But yeah, I mean, after all that, the main theme is just effort. I think more effort from the players who say they love the game, but it's kind of murky at this point. Who fail to give back to the game they love, to the fans that they swear they love. It's just effort, and
I don't know if it's their fault though. It starts with leadership. It starts with Adam Silver, and
he's in love. Someone said he's in love with tournaments.
He's in love with what?
He's in love with tournaments, in-season tournament, the Rising Stars tournament, the All-Star event tournament. Yeah, they need to change. He needs to change.
This was a failure, though. This was a.
Speaking of failures, let's talk about the grades. So we're gonna do a grading system. Honestly, let's just grade the whole event. What would you grade the whole weekend? Or do you want to do per night, or do you?
I want to do the whole weekend overall.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll do it all night afterwards, but like because
honestly, it'll probably be tough to like make a grading system and like go piece by piece. Let's just grade the whole weekend. It'd be easier.
D+, C-. That's me.
I'm not mad at that.
They almost failed. The fact that Wemby tried, the fact that Kyrie trolled after he won, I enjoyed that. You know what I mean? Like there are little things that I took out of this weekend that I enjoyed, no doubt. But this was a bad weekend. The hockey beat basketball for the first time in.
Oh, did you see USA and Canada first 9 seconds?
And they're playing on Thursday too, and that's why
for championship.
Yeah, like they made it a 2-week thing instead of a stupid weekend thing. So like,
yeah, because NHL gave up their entire All-Star weekend for the Four Nations event.
But I mean, it was great because like they had it in Canada, so like they booed the Americans, and then the Americans fought.
Whoop their ass.
They right out the gate.
Belt to ass. Yeah. 2 USA people got ejected in the first 9. Well, not ejected, but sent to the penalty box at the first 9 seconds. So yeah, it's gonna be.
And they still won. Game. And they still won, Phil.
They won 3-1, I think.
But
It's Thursday.
some of these Americans though, with like no offense, they jinxed us because like I was gonna bet on the Sweden game, right?
Oh yeah, no, that was a game where they had nothing to play for.
And so they rested.
I bet Sweden plus 2.5.
So I think that's honestly where it was in a sense bad for the NHL. Like I think you need to make it a format where every game is needed. You know what I mean? Like the United States already being in the final, like they're gonna rest.
They already clinched the championship game, so yeah.
So they're gonna play Canada full out on Thursday, and I think that's gonna be a great game, especially because America won the first time. But
yeah, and Canada is probably still upset about losing at their sport.
I'd be pissed too. I'd be pissed. Yeah. They didn't deserve that overall, but like,
yeah,
they booed the American. I mean, absolutely. And I get it. They don't want to be the 51st seed.
Also, for me, I agree with the grading. D plus, C minus, maybe a C. Just because I'm a little higher optimistic because I love the NBA. I love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport, so I might be a little bit biased. But some highlights for me. Friday night, Stefan Castle was a huge highlight.
True.
Saturday, Matt McClung was a highlight. He's a highlight in himself. Also, getting some of the players interested again. Buddy Hield, even though he lost, he was the runner-up. 31 points in the first round. Highlight for me because I told him to win. So, who else? Team Cavs was a highlight because they won. I want some money for an All-Star weekend, so I'm happy. Also, money for charity. So, hey, I won money on Team Shaq winning. I won money on Cavs winning. I won money on Chris Mullin winning. So,
damn, Lillard. You were one Lillard pick away from going perfect all weekend.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to bring that.
And
up.
He's like 1 point off of Hero too. He let 7 from Stranger Things beat him because that's how Hero looks like right now.
I know, but
and for the dunk contest, Stefan Castle and Matt McClung put up a good show. And as for the All-Star game, Wemby. I mean, Wemby showing Wemby being the youngest person there and showing some of the most effort we've seen in All-Star games the last 2 or 3 years. Props to him. But yeah, C minus, C, D plus. I wouldn't be mad at any of those picks for great.
And I will say it was probably better than the Pro Bowl for the NFL. Like I will give the NBA that barely inches, barely, and that's pathetic at that point. They're not even putting on pads. Like
it's flag football, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and
they play dodgeball. They play flag football. Yeah.
But like you see all the highlights from like 2010 and like people like really good people playing like really good football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus that it's just basically not the real Pro Bowl guys. So for being honest, just because some of them opt out, some of them play in the Super Bowl, so we don't actually.
I'd be fine with that if they tried effort. Like I think like the Wemby thing. Yeah. Like I think he's gonna be the. I know this is wild to say, but I think when LeBron retires in like 2-3 years, maybe next year. Might be his farewell tour. Did you see that conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I've seen the farewell tour here and there.
But I don't know if it's next year exactly. But what I'm saying is like I think Wemby will be that guy that takes over just because.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. They're basically setting him up to be the face of the league along with maybe Luka and some others because I think it might be a joint effort.
For sure. Which is bad for Americans. No offense. I'm gonna put that out there, but like Edwards should he should feel some type of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. It's solid to say D plus, C minus, C.
And you're lucky we gave you that nice grade. All right. The only reason we gave you that nice grade is because Phil streamed all weekend. All right. You're lucky, NBA. Seriously. You just crap again next year. You're getting an F.
Our charity event gets an A plus. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we raised $80. Well, $101 now. Yeah, I give our charity A. I mean, I think this might be more than we raised last year. So
yeah,
A for us.
And I enjoyed that part of it. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy sports betting because we try to be accurate. You know what I mean? And
my picks were on fire this year though.
All right, yeah.
I mean, think about it.
My runner-up picks were pretty damn good though. I'm just saying.
Chris Mullin won. The Cavs won.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield was a runner-up.
Yeah.
To be honest, I knew Matt McClung was going to win. I just wanted to be the oddball to pick Matas Buzelis.
Sure.
Wrong by me, of course.
I had all the runner-ups though.
And Team Shaq won.
Yeah.
So I was 4 out of 5.
I know. But like think of all my picks.
You did have most of the runner-ups, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like
besides Brunson.
Do better, bro. Do better. Brunson.
It was a biased pick, yeah.
Whoa, he did decent though. He did decent.
He didn't make it to the final.
Yeah.
He didn't get his DoorDash.
Hey, I don't blame him for that though.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean,
He was dealing with the 28-year-old thing. He was like, "Damn, I'm old." And like,
he should
we're
be
his
a vocal
age.
leader.
We're his age, Phil. Like, we ain't that old. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we were exactly the same age actually. So yeah, 10 minutes left. Do you want to go over some of the second half outlooks, or do you want to do last words? Up to you.
We can go second half looks. I mean, anybody you're interested in, or I mean, I'm kind of annoyed with the fact that like, when does NBA come back? Tomorrow, technically
Wednesday.
one game.
Yep. Charlotte
Thursday's
Hornets versus
the game.
LA Lakers. Yep.
I can't wait till they don't get views. I really hope the NBA doesn't get views on Thursday. I hope everybody watches the Canada game, the Canada USA game, because that All-Star game was atrocious. Sorry about it.
Who does play there? Oh, so maybe. So I'm gonna name a team. We'll do a couple. We'll do our teams as well.
Okay.
John, what's your second half outlook for the New York Knicks?
Oh, geez. I feel like we covered this before we started the All-Star break, but
True, we did. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with this.
Or we can do contenders versus pretenders.
No, I don't want to do that because
Okay.
I'm be honest right now, and the Knicks haven't beat anybody big. We haven't beat the Cavs. We haven't beat the Boston. You know what I mean? We need to show up in the East, and we are a second half. I feel like team overall. Watching the Knicks year after year, we get better in the second half. We had a deep playoff run last year where we beat teams. I mean,
we do play on Sunday.
Team what?
You play the Cavs the Friday, and we play on Sunday.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, we definitely have chances to start anew. So, but I just don't want to be embarrassed by Boston personally. Like I think that's what they need to get it through. I mean, I think there's still a lot of injuries with the Knicks that we need to address with our
Mitch. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited for the next part of the season, the second half. I would say realistically, if I had to give us a grade for the first half, it probably like a B, but you need to be an A. Boston was an A. You know what I mean? Boston showed up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you B plus, but like injuries and I don't know. I just think lack of communication, lack of chemistry. You know what I mean? That did you in. You know what I mean? Boston really shined through, especially in those two games. Like I was watching those two games really hard, and I even like rewatched the highlights of them, and I was just like, damn, like they were good, but like Boston was like they didn't even have Porzingis last game, and they were just like tearing us apart. So, and Jason Tatum never wakes up. You know what I mean? Like I try to piss off Jason Tatum for years, and apparently all he's got to do is play the Knicks. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like
40 ball both games.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. As for Boston, I mean, John said it. They've been a little bit off pace from last year, but last year was an historic team, so obviously there's gonna be some down play. But yeah, I mean, as for the Knicks, B, they're still a top 3 team in the East. I think they're probably gonna be a top 3 team in the East for like probably a while now, including the playoffs. I still don't believe in the Cavs, so they might be. I mean, they might be a top 2 team depending on how I feel about Cleveland's matchup. Okay. But yeah, I think they need to get healthy. Tom Thibodeau needs to stop playing his starters so many damn minutes.
Hey man, come playoff time, our chemistry is gonna be amazing. We're gonna
if you're healthy.
If we're healthy, yeah. All right. Well,
that's why you guys lost the Pacers.
Why you gotta be like that?
I'm being honest. If you guys exactly, if you guys were if OG was healthy, you guys probably would.
OG is a walking glass house. All right.
If he was healthy, it wouldn't have gone to 7.
You're right. I guess it probably wouldn't have.
Josh Hart was playing injured as well. Brunson got hurt in the last second to get 7.
I hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that Tibbs needs to calm down with the Bulls minutes to the Knicks.
All right, I just
my opinion, but hey,
I'm just saying this team needed chemistry. You know what I mean? And that's low key what we're getting.
Next up, let's go with the Denver Nuggets. Ooh. Honestly, for me, second half outlook, I think they'll push the pace. I think they'll get the 2nd seed by the time the playoffs come around. Jokic, a 3rd. They're half a game behind the Grizzlies. I think the experience will kick in. Jamal Murray has been playing a hurt like the whole year so far, and during the Olympics, so he's finally getting healthy. Russell Westbrook and Jokic has been firing all cylinders. The role players are getting better, so expect them to be the number 2 seed when the playoffs come around, because I think the Grizzlies are going to fall off a little bit due to them being young.
And who's the number 1 seed again? It's
OKC.
OKC, yeah. I expect, especially in the second half, if you're telling me they're going to pick it up, I expect them to be just as good as OKC. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get record-wise, OKC might run away with it, but
they're like 9 games ahead.
Yeah.
right now.
So
They are blazing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. An injury is the only thing that would set them back. But realistically, like, I don't know. I think Denver needs to be just as good as OKC when you match up against them. You know what I mean? I think that's what you're looking for. But
Yep. Also, yeah, I think I don't know if you saw John on ESPN. Stephen A. Smith had a most pressure to win a title this year.
who was it?
Thing. LeBron was on there, which stupid. 40-year-old LeBron, come on, he's already done
I mean,
enough.
don't get me wrong. Luka added to that team, great, but like
I still think the title contenders with Luka, to be honest. But I think they still need a lot more help. To be honest,
I guess
they said Damian Lillard. They said I bet you Kevin. I mean, they said a lot of young old people as well.
sure.
Which I don't see why people are avoiding Nikola Jokic for any pressure. He's a 3-time MVP with 1 ring. If he wants to be considered one of the greats, like a top 10 player of all time, he needs to win more, and there should be more pressure on him than actually is.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think they're just.
And he's playing good. It's just he needs to
play
play
good.
great.
If you want to be considered a top 3 center of all time or a top 10 player of all time, you got to add more hardware.
Yeah, you do.
Especially rings.
Because you're going to be compared to Shaq, you're going to be compared to Wilt, you're going to be compared to everybody, realistically.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter that, you know what I mean? Like, your MVPs are good, but, like, you're going to have
culture.
haters. You're going to have haters. I mean, I was a hater. I was a hater until he won. So, yeah, you're going to have haters.
We'll do a couple more, 2 more. Next one, the Houston Rockets. They're 4th in the West. They're half a game ahead of the Lakers, 2 games below the Nuggets. Honestly, for me, this team is very talented. Ime Udoka is leading this young charge very well, but I think the offense is nasty. You have a lot of ISO players in Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, and Alperen Sengun. The shooting has been very mid.
Sure.
I think that they need improvement on 3-point shooting. They're good defensively, but they need to figure out what's going on in offense. They need to figure out what they want to run. They need to figure out who they struggle between Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun and who to run the offense through. I think we can't take them seriously as contenders or as a threat in the West until they figure out that offense. The defense is there, just the offense. You have so many weapons, they don't know what to do with them. So I think they're going to try to figure out their offense, but I think they'll be a middle of the pack West team, which I had the Rockets make the playoffs, which looks good right now as one of my predictions. So, also, John, if you have any predictions as well now throughout the season.
Okay. I'm chilling for it now, but I hear you.
You got, because I think so far Elijah said 76ers will not make the playoffs. That is looking lovely right now, actually.
Lovely.
They're the 11th seed right now. Alex Sarr won't win Rookie of the Year. John, July 18th. Which, I mean, it's looking good right now. Stephen Castle looks like the favorite.
I'm just saying.
Your guy, so that's good. Me, I picked. Oh, this was in November. This was an NFL one. Never mind. Me and John, Victor Wembanyama, rookie defensive player of the year. That's looking good. I said October 22nd, Donovan Clingan from the Portland Trailblazers rookie of the year. He still has a fight. And I said, John said December 19th, Milwaukee Bucks will not win the chip this year.
Yeah, they will not.
That's looking decent.
That's looking real good. I mean, but Damian Lillard is on the hot seat. You know what I mean? He needs to make a finals.
The Bucks are 5th right now. Also, last team I wanted to talk about, the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has been putting on a show. The Pistons are the 6th seed in the East right now. 29 wins. That's the most they've had. And I think they've done it in a faster span than last year because they were one of the worst teams in the league last year. So, I mean, hey, this team, you put the right pieces around Cade and Ivy and Duran.
I think Ivy needs to just get healthy. That's what I think.
Yep. And Tobias Harris has been outplaying Paul George.
Good for him.
And the Sixers wanted to get rid of. They thought it was an upgrade. Paul George has been pitiful this year.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Tobias Harris, but in Philly, he was pretty pitiful.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, congratulations on your upgrade. Your second half of your season better be just as good. You better help this team get to the dam. You know what I mean? Upset some people in the dance. I don't know.
So yeah, Paul George, I think averaged like 2 points a game the last 3 games of the season. Last game of the first half. So, and honestly, I think it might be time to blow up the 76ers team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta try to trade Joel Embiid because
like I said, I think you should have traded him after he won that MVP award. To be honest.
Sure.
just build around Maxey. I think because you're not better than the Celtics, you're not better than the Cavs, you're not better than the Knicks, and I think you won't be for the next few years. And this is Embiid's he's like 30-ish, so I think you gotta just say pack it up. We won't be able to contend for, and they still haven't made Eastern Conference Finals with the guy, at least.
It's tough.
So they gotta pack it up, to be honest.
I mean, you got the Knicks, Boston. You got a lot of different groups now in the East. That
There's a lot of different teams I choose over the Sixers right now.
Yeah, and if Joel Embiid keeps playing like he's playing, like taking all these days off and just still not being fully healthy, and then I don't know, just he needs to rework his contract, bro. I don't mean to be like that, but like his contract for the next 3 or 4 years, oh my god, you know what I mean? The amount of money he's getting paid versus like what they're gonna do. He needs to go to a contender. He needs to go to a team like, let's say, the Lakers. You know what I mean? But he can't go to a team like the Lakers because the Lakers they can't afford him. You know what I mean? Like it just
unless LeBron leaves and then he joins.
No, but what I'm saying is like
you have enough money with him.
What I'm saying is like he's not even worth his paycheck. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't mean to be like that. He's getting paid so much in these next 4 years that it's just like as much as I want to say he's worth his paycheck. Like I love Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Like it's just not looking good for him.
Yeah, I agree. So hey, we'll probably talk a lot more with second half outlooks, and we'll see how this week of games go on our next pod. We had to do it Tuesday because I'm gonna be out of town Thursday. So whatever day it'll be up next week, we'll figure it out. Hey, I'm excited for the second half of the NBA season. It's gonna be more competitive. People are gonna make playoff pushes, or people are gonna make the race for Cooper Flag pushes. Which I don't know if you heard, John. Cooper Flag might not even enter the draft this year. He might stay an extra year.
Yeah, I would too. Why? I mean, especially in the women's game, like you're making so much money just in NIL.
Just like, imagine the team that take it from now. You know how upset they would be. He stayed an extra year. We did this much losing just for him.
Let's end it with this. Who are the top 5 worst teams right now? Could you look that up real quick?
It should be. I know the Hornets are definitely one of them. The Wizards. Let's see. Stat wise, it is okay. The Wizards, they're first worst team.
Would you leave Duke to go to the Wizards? Yes or no? I personally would not. Okay, next team.
The Pelicans.
Maybe. That's a maybe.
If everyone committed, if Zion was healthy, CJ stayed. If DeJounte Murray stayed,
as a Duke player, I'd want to go with Zion. I mean that, but once again, it's not automatic. You know what I mean?
True.
So maybe I'd say
the lottery balls have to fall in your favor.
Exactly.
Plus, I mean, Cooper Flag replacing Brandon Ingram in New Orleans wouldn't be so bad if they stay healthy.
Cool, especially New Orleans, small market team. But I mean, hey.
Next up, Utah Jazz.
No, absolutely not. No. Is he Mormon? I don't think so. He's from Maine. So yeah, I would pass on that too. A great dream would be him drafted by the Celtics. The main event in Boston. Oh, dude, they want him so bad. You have to give up. You're gonna have to give up Brown or someone. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to give up somebody.
I know. It's not worth it.
But. It would be so. I mean, Phil, I don't mean to be like that, but a lot of people in Boston have called him the next Larry Bird. That's what his nickname was growing up. I'm just saying, Phil. You could have Larry Bird, you'd want to have Larry Bird. All right, who's the next one?
So the last two, the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, with LaMelo possibly, but I think with Cooper Flag, they're still not. Yeah, they're not doing much.
I'm good.
And then the last one, the Toronto Raptors, who just added Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Honestly, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and Jacopo. It's better. It's better than the Hornets, Jazz, and Wizards. But
I guess.
Obviously, you have to have the balls fall in a certain way as well. So I don't think it's worth the risk because I doubt you'll get the number 1 pick.
No, he wouldn't want to play. He wouldn't. Why would you want to go to Canada? No offense. I don't mean to be like that. It's just a hassle.
I mean, it is a better team, roster wise than the 3 out of the 4 teams I named already.
True.
Minus
but at the same time, like the Raptors, if you drafted him, you'd make him your everything. You know what I mean?
Him and Scotty Barnes might be a nice duo. I would like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I don't understand the point of tanking for a player that you still might not get in the lottery. You know what I mean? Like you might not the balls might not fall your way. You know what I mean?
And if you're that bad, why would you want him if you're not going to have a good roster around him?
True. Well, I mean, if you're a small market team, that's the only thing you're hoping for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're hoping to get a guy like that
So you can build around him. Yeah.
But
for the Wizards, oof.
Dude, I'd say stay home, bro. I'll donate $20 to your GoFundMe right now instead of you going to the Wizards. All right.
So you can't be upset for the Hawks record who didn't want to go to Atlanta. It's the same scenario.
Hold on. I'd be fine with going to Atlanta because it's the Mecca. It's the second Mecca. All right.
But Trae Young's about to leave. That's about to be a wasteland in a minute.
No, but like, if Trae Young's still on the team, if Josh Johnson's still on that team, I'd go there over Toronto. Come on, would you not? Would you not go to Atlanta over Toronto? What are we talking about here?
There are honestly, I think Toronto will have the better team moving forward because I think Trae Young leaves after this year. The Hawks have done nothing for him.
Sure, but I'm just saying. Let's say you lock down Trae Young. Let's say you're like, hey, we're gonna get you Cooper Flag. That would be a sick combo.
Is it crazy that I still like the Raptors over the Hawks?
It's not. But what I'm saying is, as a Knicks fan, especially, I do not count out the Hawks. I do not count out the Hawks. I will never count the Hawks. It's a respect thing, and it's especially I don't not like us references Atlanta. Does it not? It becomes. I'm just saying. Atlanta's a great place to play. I love that city. I'm not gonna lie. In between, that is probably Atlanta and New Orleans are probably my two favorite southern cities. I mean, I do like Dallas.
Don't let Javi hear you say that.
Not anymore.
Javi hates Atlanta. Don't let him hear. Don't let him hear.
Really? Because it's the next thing. It's the next thing.
Yep.
Dog, it is what it is. It is what it is. Game respects game. And no offense, if Trae Young is available, bring him home. Bring him to the Garden.
He's from New York?
Oh, no. Why not?
I don't know he's from New York.
No, he's not. But I'm just saying, make it. The number one thing New Yorkers love is they love the people they hate. Okay, so if we could just get Trae Young on this team somehow, which we couldn't afford him, but like, bro,
I don't know.
That would be insane.
I mean, Brunson is getting older, so maybe we might want to replace him.
No, 28. Stop. But I hear you. I'm just saying.
But hey, that's the pod. That was, last words. I mean, those were pretty much it.
Yeah, that was it.
Good night. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, second half of the NBA season, we're ready to go. We're definitely gonna have more live streams. I gotta reset up the playback account. Hopefully, it worked better than last year because it had some bugs, but they made improvements. So we'll see how that goes.
And we got a couple ideas when it comes to. We're probably gonna talk about. We'll probably talk about like different positions in the NBA, different positions in football. Talk about I'm just rankings or debates in a sense for different weeks. Just to keep it up because we normally do 2 a week, but we might be focused on one from now on.
Maybe we'll definitely have the NBA pod every week, but to match, keep consistency, we might have NFL video drop Tuesday. We might have a random video discussing positions or debates or just fun facts or us reacting to, let's say, a helmet catcher by David Tyree.
Sure. That was a great video.
I remember rewatching that. That was
a great.
Because playback updated a lot. You could clip stuff from the stream. So us reacting to certain stuff, we could upload that, like any games, any watch party. So hey, stay tuned. Me and John have a lot of great ideas coming up the pipeline, especially in the offseason where NBA is gone and there's nothing but baseball. So,
and we might want to start talking about that too. I mean, Phil, I know we talked about last words, but last question for you. Did you hear about Devers?
Yeah, I'm a third baseman. Honestly, I think he should move to DH because stat-wise as defense last year, not the greatest.
No, I get that.
And Bregman's better at defensively at a third baseman than Devers. So
statistically,
yeah. So I've seen some plays.
But I will say this: I do agree in a sense with players' perspective on the thing. You know what I mean? You're paying that guy to be your face of your franchise. Like, don't get me wrong. I know you want to put him at DH, but it hurts him. It does stock-wise. It does hurt him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not really in Boston because like Big Papi made it his thing. You know what I mean? But like Marcus Stroman on the Yankees, he's a starter. I love that. I love that take. I love his mindset behind it. And I don't care if the Yankees have 6 starters. That's a great take. Marcus Stroman's been pitching out of his mind for the past 2 years. So I don't know. I totally hear what you're saying about Devers, but at the same time, some of these guys, I don't know. They really haven't been impressing me just with some of their takes. I like that.
So hey, that is the end of the pod. Thank you for tuning in. Just a reminder, follow us everywhere, socials, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or X, and TikTok, etc. Follow us.
We might be joining a new platform. We might be joining a new platform.
Us?
Yeah, us. Well, I'll talk to Phil about it later.
Okay, so yeah, stay tuned to our socials for any updated news or new news, apparently. Follow us on all the audio platforms. We usually upload after every pod. Follow us on our IG, where we have my account on there, John's account on there, Waleed's and everyone else's tagged as well. So if you want to follow what we do, our passions, feel free to go there as well. John's photography, my random ramblings about Boston sports.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, with that being said, for me and John, let's have a great second half of the NBA season now that we don't have to watch the NBA All-Star Weekend anymore. And hey, enjoy y'all night, and we'll see y'all next week. Deuces.
He's the producer.
Hey. Look, this Sega days are coming soon. I'm just tired of waiting. And tears falling in my prayers. I've been crying for patience. I'm scarred. I gotta live the rest of my life with abrasions. You can't convince me that time isn't wasting. I feel like Hamilton the way I've been writing these pages. So you can call me, but you best be on time with the payments. So you can turn this off if you don't like what I'm saying. Or if these lines are too basic. Just know my life getting crazy. Times is getting harder, that could really spark an artist. And I ain't giving up for nothing, I just try my hardest. I say a prayer for the ones departed. A cold world, I just want to show how pure my heart is. But I see the comments, stories going around about the kid, but I'm so timeless. Bad energy can't get to me. I'm the reason why we like this, allegedly. But once I see the best from you, that's when you get the best from me. I'm here for your elevation. Success ain't a destination. Ain't looking for reparations. Ain't looking for no type of savings. Back up the rest of my savings. Can't get no rest in the basement. Can't even lie to you, baby. Time that we spent was amazing. And I ain't trying to replace you for you. My mind is still racing. I lost a step, but I'm coming back. I used to put my heart all on display, but I'm done with that. Tired of these bonds that pop easier than bubble wrap. In my notes, like a group of sick, you see a bunch of raps. In the studio, I box the beat is just a punching bag. And for the guys, let them know I love them back. For all of y'all endeavors, I'm wishing you good luck on that. Shout out Q for the beat. This one a groove for the streets. You say you down with me, baby. You gotta prove it to me.